You guys rest for a minute after defeating this monster that you had just fought. In front of you are these doors. I think there was like a key on it. You put the key in the door. It opened. Hooray. Looking into this next area, it is something of a return to form to the ship that you saw from space. It is extremely ornate, gold, beautiful architecture, very symmetrical, in like what is a large entryway. The hall that you walk into is all made of that same solid gold that you would assume the outside of the ship is made of. As you walk in, the ceiling is high and arched and almost feels naturally lit, although there is no sun that you can see. And then all along this sort of hallway is not exactly the right word, but this large chamber are statues of various animals, aliens, somewhat humanoids, all of these different statues, all like in fixed poses, seeming almost photorealistic. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like the Greek statues that are like, how do you have marble that looks like skin indenting? Like that level of detail all along this massive chamber that you find yourselves in.
Bruala is running her hand along the walls and the base of the statues, trying to figure out if there's a seam that she can pop open.
Make me a check for that.
Wilderness survival? I don't think it's military training. Could I get wilderness survival?
I don't think wilderness survival would apply here.
Okay. Athletics for if I find a seam?
No, it's gonna be some kind of smarts roll.
Okay, well, it's not. So, just intellect.
Intellect, yes.
I failed.
Okay, so all of you walk in here, right? And it's just kind of taking a minute to, like, take in the scene, have a breath. And Bruala, you start running your fingers along this statue, trying to find a seam. And you have, like, a moment of tension where you haven't touched anything yet. And then you're like, yeah, I'm here to steal stuff. And you start, like, trying to, like, grab at a little piece of it that you can see popping up. And as soon as you find the barest edge, it feels like it melts in your fingers, this odd sensation that normally would mean that you're being burnt, which is liquefying metal, right? But you don't feel any pain on your hand, just a smoothing over of this metal surface. And then far off in the distance, you hear this beautiful chiming music sound. And you see this cluster of orbs all slowly floating towards all of you.
This is new, right? We don't recognize this?
The cluster of orbs?
Yeah.
No, this is different.
Okay.
At least anything that you've seen in the ship so far.
Right, yeah.
I shoot him.
Okay, I like this. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
So, am I able to pull my hand away?
Yeah.
And it just, like, it looks like I've got something on my hands, or
No. So, like, imagine you're touching metal, and then you feel it, like, smooth over like clay, and that seam that you found is erased.
Got it. Okay.
Success.
Okay. Roll me your damage.
29.
Jeez. Okay, hang on 1 second for me.
I rolled a 10, a 10, and a 9.
That was faster than I thought you were going to do damage. Okay, hang on.
I rolled 1 off of perfect damage. I line up a great shot. You hear blast. A searing bolt hits one of these orbs. Only good Xeno's a dead Xeno. I say, surrounded by a lot of Xenos.
Yeah, I feel like Crits and I just, like, make eye contact and look at Absalom like,
He pays zero attention to either of you.
Alright, so you fire at one of these orbs, and when you hit it, it, like, shimmers, like in a sort of, like, rainbow hue, and you can see that all of these floating metallic orbs are connected by this, like, shimmering rainbow, like, luminescent net as they continue getting closer to you. After that hit landed, though, you could see that one of the orbs is, like, a little bit dimmed. Once they get closer, they just hover in front of your party, not seeming to be necessarily threatening. And all of you feel a intense weight, like a pressure on your minds. All of you, except Absalom, feel this intense pressure on your minds. and you hear a voice playing in your mind. There's no need for hostility. All we wish is to talk. All of you make me a stress roll.
Stress roll is the lowest.
Stress roll should be a button on the app.
I believe it's just save.
There's sanity, fear, and body saves.
Oh, sorry, it's a sanity? Yeah, no. Is it a sanity check?
Or do you want us to do a panic check?
Panic. I think it's panic.
Panic check. Sorry, I meant to say panic check.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh,
Did anyone fail?
I failed, but I got,
Oh, you.
So I still have adrenaline rush, I think? Or how much time passed? Did we do like a 6-hour rest?
I don't think it was a full 6 hours.
Okay.
No, adrenaline rush is so every number has an effect associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
A 1 is an adrenaline rush. You got another one of those.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Third win, shall we say.
So what was the effect?
I get advantage on all rolls for the next 2d10 minutes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so that should be... Okay, I'll keep track of that and tell you when that is gone.
Oh, I was just going to roll the minutes so that I know.
Caitlin, you're also a Teamster, so you can take advantage on a panic check once per session.
Yes. Okay, I got a 10 and a 0.
That would be 11 minutes, I think. Because that would be 2d10, right? It's not saying a 1d100. So that is a 1, and then... actually, that would be 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. That's a 10 and a 1.
Yes.
That'd be a 10 and a
Yes,
1.
11.
Yeah, so 11. Yeah. But I reduced stress by 1d5. Nice.
Okay. So, for the rest of you, though, yeah, you just hear this voice in your head. There's no need for hostility. We simply wish to talk.
You said it puts like a weight. Like, is this like a headache type of pain?
It isn't painful. It's loud. Imagine someone sort of yelling in your mind. Or you ever have like a thought you can't get out of your head at like 3 a.m? Sort of like that.
Cody, you all have anxiety now.
So Amaranth is going to be totally chill with that because she's all about diplomacy. So good and ready to talk.
I'm going to buy you a mug for Christmas that says all about diplomacy.
All about diplomacy.
You can passive-aggressively hold it up in all your Zoom meetings.
Well, all of you seem certainly agreeable. There's just one thing we must do first, which is remove the hostile person from your group that seems far too dangerous to meet with the real minds behind this ship. And then you see that kind of like shimmering rainbow coloring start to turn a faint orange color, and you can feel some heat coming from it as the orbs begin to kind of encircle slowly around Absalom.
What about Giles?
Who is Giles?
Giles is the guy that Gunther met, and he, like, trapped us down here.
Oh, are you asking the orbs what about Giles?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. What about Giles? We don't know any Giles. We just want to show you what this ship is all about.
How do you not know Giles? He's been here for forever.
Now, people that happen to be on the ship are not part of the family yet, and we think all of you would make great additions, except for Absalom.
What's the price of entry? Sounds steep.
I'm just...
Nothing.
How about the...
Oh, you can't hear any of this. No, Absalom, you can't hear any of this. These things are not talking to you. Absalom, as far as you know what's happening, all of this is one-sided conversations, and there's orbs surrounding you slowly.
Fine, out of character. How did they know my name without us saying it?
That's what I was thinking.
Can I do some sort of insight check to see, like, what their actual plan is?
If you don't have a specific skill, you just have to tell me what stat you're rolling with.
Intellect?
Sure.
When I get advantage, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dang it. I failed.
Okay, mark a strain, or a stress.
So stress, the minimum is truly a minimum, right? Because I, like, healed some stress because of my adrenaline rush, but I healed a ton. It would have put me at 0 stress.
Yeah, you have to have one.
But I have to go to 2, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't get, like, a bank of healed stress to eat away from.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, like, Absalom, in your mind, has been hostile to everybody and shot at this thing without knowing what it was. This is not a crazy request. It hasn't been hostile to you at all. It's spoken to you fairly. What could possibly be wrong here, you know?
Yeah.
Can I make a intellect check just to figure something out about how he knew the name.
Yeah, because you think aliens are dumb? Yeah, got it. Go for it.
Can I argue, mysticism? I don't know how to say it. The spiritual apprehension of hidden knowledge? One of my skills.
That seems pretty relevant.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's ever going to be another time I can give it to you, so I should probably say yes now, you know?
I have that in theology, so...
Wow!
I was like, I feel like mysticism works.
You've got to be great at a party.
Whip out that catechism, baby.
I mean, Kaylin would be in the corner chatting you up immediately. Kaylin, I hear you have a large one.
And so this is not a save. What is this? Stat? Oh, stat. Intellect. Success.
Okay. So, yeah, no, this is definitely super suspicious. Like, nothing on this ship is... Definitely this ship trying to kill you was part of the function of this ship. And Absalom having an impulse to defend himself is not weird. And these are floating orbs, not people. And how are they talking in your brain and how did they know his name? All extremely valid points. Probably this thing is not going to lead you... I will say this, at the moment it only seems like it is threatening Absalom, so it doesn't seem like it means you active harm, but it does mean Absalom active harm, and it is taking you to a secondary location, so, you know.
So is it separating us from, like, fully separating us from Absalom at this point?
Right now, the orbs are slowly floating around Absalom, who has no idea why, and all of you are having brain talks with this thing.
Right.
He is just a little bit paranoid with the atmosphere. Can we just settle down and talk? He didn't mean it. Okay, he did mean it, but he didn't. If I talk to him, he will probably stop.
Probably.
It isn't a matter of being able to convince him if what he did was wrong. The issue in this case is that we have a very rigorous program for who we could possibly accept into our ranks, and Absalom simply does not meet the cut. And the, like, faint orange glimmer around Absalom starts to turn, like, red. And Absalom, you start feeling, like, heat as you're basically being put in, like, a geometric, glowing red bubble from, like, points of, like, light connecting between all of these orbs that are floating around.
What are you going to do with him?
Oh, don't worry. We are going to incorporate him into the functioning of this ship as raw material, fuel.
But he's my partner. I can't Is there anything we can do? Because I can't let you take him. He's the last one I have.
Is your issue that you do not wish to be separated from Absalom?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Immediately that pressure in your head disappears, and you start seeing the orbs encircling you and Absalom, and then you hear a voice in the rest of your heads. We have discovered another member of your group who is not qualified to become really part of the family here on this ship. Do not worry, they will not be wasted. They will be used as the raw material that allows this ship to flourish into the future. The rest of you, please come with us. You see, like, half the orbs start floating in, like, this playful little bobbing, and it's, like, covered in like, this rainbow, like, kind of, like, aura around them, kind of bobbing as they, like, kind of start winding their way away from the statues, and you just see them, like, light up faintly, and they're like, come with us! Nothing to worry about! Meanwhile, Absalom, you, and Gunther, it's like this thing is just shrinking ever closer around you guys, and this heat's feeling real present.
Besides the one orb that has clearly been dimmed, how many orbs are there, and how many orbs surround both Absalom and Gunther, who is frozen?
Let's say 3 went off, and 10 are floating around Gunther and Absalom.
So 5 for each?
No, sorry, 3 floated away, and are the ones that seem to be telling you to follow them. 10 are surrounded Gunther and Absalom.
Oh, so it's like the 2 of them together, and the orbs have a circle around both?
Yes.
Okay, and where's the one that's been dimmed?
Well, I think it would be one of the ones that's circling around them. Oh, can I intuit? Are you asking if that is a health bar, basically?
Yeah.
Like, dimmed orbs equals how much health do we have left?
Maybe not necessarily, but, like, sure.
It doesn't exactly. It's just meant to indicate that it did something, because it's, how do you describe an orb getting hurt, you know? But yeah, so it's 10 around, 3 over there. That's all you know for right now.
And at what rate of acceleration?
Are those 3 ones, like, flying away?
The circle.
Oh, it's not that they're moving really fast. It's that there is, like, a web work of, like, red force field around them that's connected by these orbs.
Relevant question for people with shooty shoots.
Oh, do you think you could shoot one and not shoot them? Is that what you're getting at?
I mean, if I fail, I plan to shoot one of them, but...
Yeah, I mean, let me put it, it's going to be a roll, and you can definitely miss and shoot them.
Well, I take it as a win-win either way, because I have the rigging gun, so I can either pull one out, or I attack an orb.
Well, you can try to pull one out. You can do that. Go for it.
Yeah, I would. If Crits is not shooting, I'd be leaning over to Crits to be like, "So we're shooting them, right?"
And Crits just nods very quietly.
Okay. Yeah, Siska's gonna pull out. Let's see, the sword arm's a 3d10, right?
Yep.
And are they in chopping range?
Yeah. I mean, you could walk up to him and chop at him. Yeah.
Okay, I'll chop at one of the 10.
So, okay, hang on. Are you trying to impale one of them and drag him back? Or are you trying to shoot one of them?
No. The orb was the priority. Carl metagaming.
Orb was primary. Okay. Gotcha. I'm so sad that wasn't a success, because what was going to happen if you failed was truly horrifying.
Oh no.
It's always nice whenever Cody gets really excited of things like, I want you to do this because I want you to fail. It's a guaranteed success. Like, there's nothing the dice hate more than Cody having a really good time.
How do I do advantage on 3d10?
I don't think you get advantage on hitting, not on damage.
Oh, so I have to roll to hit first. Yeah, okay.
Yes. You have to get success, then tell me how much damage.
6 damage, Cody.
Okay.
What do I roll for the sword arm? Speed? Combat?
Yeah, it's going to be a combat, yeah.
Okay.
And kind of a follow-up to this one, Cody, just because I guess it's more of a... Since this is more of a harpoon-type gun, and these creatures being balls of light, is it just go through?
Ah, I see what you're asking. Okay, so I'll narrate both of these at the same time. So what did you roll, Sisk?
I failed yet again because I cannot succeed even with advantage in this game today.
I know how you feel.
Cool, so what happens here is, Crits, you fire your harpoon, and it hits one of those balls, and it, like, pings off of it, like it's made of metal. But when it does that, it dims, and you see, like, a crack form in it, and for a minute, that force field, like, shudders. So, like, this is a web of orbs, where there's force field interconnecting the orbs, right? So you manage to, like, ping and shoot one of them, and it, like, cracks and dims, and there's, like, a brief, like, disruption in that, and you swing the sword through that and just miss everything. You're like, shoot. But then immediately it closes back in. That pressure, again, is alleviated from your minds. It crunches in further, and, like, what's it called? Sorry. Gunther and Absalom, you start now, like, feeling like, ow, burns, and it's like you're pressed together at this point, and if you shift at all, you're, like, taking damage. You know what I mean? As this thing is, like, crushing in on you guys.
Would they have not had an opportunity to, like, recognize that there was a break in the force field to try to do something, or have they kind of already taken their actions for the turn?
If they want to, they can, but I'm going to warn you, having your arm in this when the force field comes off will be bad. So, you can try.
And then is the force field, like, head to toe, so it's not just, like, a hula hoop around, it's like a full cylinder?
Yeah, they're, like, basically in a red net at this point that's slowly constricting. What are Gunther and Absalom doing at this point?
We're hugging as we stab opposite sides.
You really get us into some deep shit, you know that?
Had you followed my lead and started shooting immediately, we wouldn't be having this problem.
I have my vibe check out.
I don't know if I have a melee weapon.
So you can try to punch.
I don't. I have an extra sword. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm taking that. I'm taking that then. The thing is, I got a weapon, like, out of game, I got a weapon from the combat, and I didn't want to, like, just take 2 weapons when people needed one.
Alright, so then, Pete, Amaranth, and,
Do we not got a stab check?
You get a stab check, but everyone's gonna kind of go at the same time here, and I just want to know what everyone's doing. So, Pete, Bruala, and Amaranth, what are you guys doing as you see all this happen? Right now, in your heads, you're still hearing, like, come on, just come and talk. The rest of your party's not fit.
I I ain't got no loyalty to these people, and I have a job to do. So, yeah, I'm gonna walk around all this chaos, kind of go behind the statues, and head toward the orbs.
Perfect.
As she starts to leave, I call out, "Remember, we have salvage rights!"
So I'm torn because Pete is human and kind of doesn't particularly want them to die. But Absalom has been nothing but abusive to everybody.
That is false. That is false. I have been nothing but abusive to the Xenos.
To most people. Yeah, I mean, even Pete, he wasn't super great to Pete.
Because you were siding with Xenos.
And at that point, basically a Xeno.
Cody gets it.
But on the other hand, Gunther.
Who did save everyone's life.
Stand-up guy. His only flaw is liking Absalom.
It's like Achilles and Patroclus.
How many of these orbs are there left?
So there would be 9 floating around, 3 that Bruala is currently following.
Hey, I don't care if you leave me.
I don't think Pete would stay and help. I think Pete would continue on. He's got a job to do. He's going to follow with Bruala.
Oh, my heart. After I saved him. Ugh.
That is true. Man, Devonte just brought up a good point. Gunther did save him in the fight.
No, you've left. You've made your bed.
This is your fault now. You have to live with your decision. At least you'll live, probably.
Gunther could have let it go and let Absalom die, but he just had to stick with his friend.
Amaranth is gonna go with Bruala and Pete.
Hey, Cody.
Yeah.
Just for reference, for the one that Zach hit that dimmed, and then the one that I hit that, cracked?
Yeah.
Those are the same one, right?
No.
Okay.
All right, so 3 of you start walking off. 2 of you try to make an attack, so Absalom and Gunther, go ahead and make your attack rolls. I gotta say, having an Absalom and an Amaranth is really, every time I think it, my brain stalls.
I'm sorry.
Crit success.
Ooh, critical success.
Hey.
Nice.
Can I argue military training?
Sure. I'll give it to you, Zach.
I failed. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Can Zach add fast friends because his friend helped him?
I don't think it was a fast friend. It's an old friend.
Can he add loyal friend?
Can I roll hypnotizing gaze?
Just any Naptown tag we can add. That's what we want to add.
Can I add won't take no for an answer?
Wait, no, not Devonte. Gunther, sorry, using character names. How much damage do you do?
27.
Dang. Those freaking things do a lot. Alright, so you start smashing orbs. You see, sparks flying. At this point, as you're swinging, you're not necessarily...
Question.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You said these things are made out of light?
Yes.
Light works off vibration, because wavelength.
Uh-huh.
So, my sword is vibrating at a very high speed. Does that give me any type of extra bonus?
That's a well thought out, argument. No. Overruled. No.
All I can do is try.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, with a little bit of knowledge around how light works, vibrates at a frequency much different than what is essentially a buzzsaw.
Well, if you knew anything about actual vibration, you know that there's peaks and valleys, and they can hit a resonant frequency, and those happen at certain intervals. So,
yes.
Yeah, they do, but I don't think that's gonna happen because every time I turn on a speaker, the lights don't start, bending around it.
Because you have a very well-maintained house.
Look, Cody, mathematically, there is a very low possibility that you could punch your hand through a table and just pass through all the atoms and molecules. It's possible.
I'll tell you what, if you go up and punch a hole in your wall right now without breaking the wall, I will give him double damage.
Carl, do it. Do it for us, Carl.
We believe in you.
In fact, that's an open invitation. If any of you right now put your arm through a wall, double damage.
What about this very thin tissue?
I put my arm through my window. Does that work?
That's technically the wall.
Technically, it's through a wall. It's through a wall.
I hate this game and I hate all of you. So
Them's your words, Cody.
Devonte somehow does 50 damage to this thing as he starts chopping at it. Meanwhile, the orbs, like, kind of blow apart, and for a second you're like, oh, wonderful. Like, we have a moment to breathe, you can move a little bit.
But
and it blows apart far enough to encompass Sisk and Crits, and then turns red again immediately and starts shrinking down rapidly. All of you need to make a physical save, or you are going to take some damage.
Guess who's got to get cozy with Xenos?
Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
As you start moving closer, I do look at Sis. Please don't touch me. This armor is worth more than your life.
Good, I'll be taking it then. Sorry, Cody, what are we rolling? Like body?
Yeah, it's going to be whatever physical save.
Those of us who aren't fighting don't have to roll this.
No,
right?
no.
Success, finally.
Fail.
Critical failure.
I do like in this game, I know no one at home can see this, but how we just all hold up the thing to our phones to the screen to show Cody the number.
So, was there 2 critical failures and the rest of you succeeded?
No, I normal failed. I didn't critical fail.
Oh! Okay. Sorry, who critical failed?
Crits.
Okay, so, Crits, your, like, back is to this, and you're like, guys, it's fine, don't worry about it. And then you just get, like, your whole body basically lifted by, like, a George Foreman grill and slid, like, 3 feet forward, taking 19 damage as you smell, like, burning hair on your entire back, right? It's just like, ah! As it slides you forward.
So is the 19 damage, like, if I go down and I take a wound, I still keep going, right?
You still keep going, yeah. Meanwhile, what was your wound, by the way?
Flesh wound? Like, seared flesh?
No, when you get a wound, it's like a specific thing.
Well, I'm saying because I'm going to go down in health.
Right.
It'll roll a wound for you, Carl.
Oh, I haven't gotten that far.
Oh, sorry. So then, Absalom, you just kind of like managed to dodge back as you're now all basically standing back to back to these things that are all still like pulsing orange and floating around you. And all at once, all of you in your mind hear a voice simply say, "There's no need to resist. Simply accept your fate. There will be no pain. You'll just be brought to processing and turned into something useful for the ship."
You say no pain. You say no pain as I look over at Crits.
He shot at us.
We've all shot at you in some form at this point.
Gunther hasn't.
He slashed at it.
Mine's with self-defense.
Sisk has yet to wound us. Sisk could still maybe be friendly in the future.
I attack it.
Pardon me if I don't believe you. Can we attack?
Yes, and Absalom, you take 9 damage from it.
Cool.
Meanwhile, the other 3 of you, you're led kind of like between these statues of all of these different people, all like grown up in this beautiful gold. You can see like different aliens, some of which you recognize, some of which you don't. There's ones that are bipedal, there's ones that walk on all fours, there's ones that look like squids, just every type of imaginable thing. And as you follow these 3 kind of like dancing, playful orbs, you hear that same voice in your mind. "It is wonderful to have all of you be here. We're excited to show you what our ship has to offer. Now, the Colossus has been sailing through the skies for generations and generations. And, as such, we've encountered any number of interesting creatures, some of which we have incorporated into this ship in various roles, and we're excited for each and every one of you to become one of those exciting roles. So all you simply need to do is come with us, and you'll find the very heart of the Colossus, the thing that we seek to build here together, and that all of the lives that we have come across are managing to create. And we're so excited for you to see it. But first," and the orbs stop, and like they're smooth orbs, they don't have a front or a back, they all turn like they're looking at you suddenly. "Do you have any questions for us?"
What kind of role are you preparing for us?
Well, most people, not super helpful, they become fuel for the engine. But some of you demonstrate certain aptitude, like being able to survive, a determination to live, and maybe an appreciation for beauty and the ability to listen to reason, unlike the rest of your foolish group. So, here you all are. So roles that we might consider for you are like, you could, and then it kind of like, the orbs sort of like dim a little bit. You could maybe like shovel up decaying bodies and feed them into a proper channel. Or if you're really skilled, maybe you could be a tour guide, sort of like the creatures that pursued you in the passageways above. You could maybe coach your blood in the hands of our enemies, ensure their suffering, create souls rich in nutrients to feed into the engine. Or we could have you paint.
I like to paint.
Wonderful. That's probably the job you'll be chosen for. I've heard that frequently people are given jobs that they like.
Now, is there any chance that if we go along with this, that I might be able to send a little bit of supplies off the ship?
The orbs stop, and I'll say, Bruala, you don't experience this, right? But meanwhile, Pete and Amaranth, are you sure she would make a good addition to the team? Because we're beginning to be concerned. The only thing of value in this universe is the Colossus. And if she has connections outside of this ship that she, and somehow they do air quotes, values, maybe it would be best if she just became fuel. Or bait. We could use her voice to lure her family here.
Excuse me. I asked you a question. Lord of mercy. Hello?
I think she would be well suited at shoveling something somewhere.
I think it's good to give her a chance.
All right, but if she goes badly, it's going to be on your head, and I will report it to my superiors.
Oh, no.
As, Bruella, suddenly that weight in your mind comes back, and you just hear, no. But if you would like to invite people to the Colossus, we would allow you to send approved communication. Please follow us. And the orbs kind of like start bobbing away again.
Can I want to like gesture to her and just be like knock it off, like, tread carefully, like stop.
Brawla's pretty oblivious.
Of course. How about you, Pete?
So I have like certain like engineering skills I could help maintain the ship.
That could be wonderful. Yeah, we'll definitely have you do that. There's definitely a need for that. It doesn't make a face, but you feel a face, you know?
You feel a face.
You feel a face? You feel the air quotes?
Yeah.
These things are terrifying.
Anyways, so you're led to a large door that's covered in like these bright, glowing, like almost blood red rubies encrusted around the outside of it. And inscribed in the door in a script that when you look at it, it feels like queasy to stare at. Like you can feel it messing with your mind, but words come out of it. And I think all of you technically speak the same language, the ones that are here, but it just says, the greatest purpose in life is to become one with the Colossus. And the doors, like, they don't slide open, they open, like, up, like, kind of the, you know, like the wing covers of a beetle separating. And inside, you see this complex clockwork of gears and pouring liquefied metals, tipping counterweights in this, like, massive, in front of you, like, brain-churning clockwork. And at the center of all of it is this perfect blood-red ruby glowing in the heart of the Colossus. Meanwhile, back in the, the net, all of you are standing shoulder to shoulder with, like, Bernie net all around you. What's everyone doing?
We be slashing.
I think Kritz is going to basically just grab the spare sword that Gunther has and slash.
Okay, go for it.
At this point, I think we all have swords and we're all slashing.
Success.
Success.
All right, everyone give me that damage.
20.
15 from Absalom.
15.
Aren't we just a well-trained machine right now?
Pow, pow, pow.
In a series of synchronization through the power of friendship.
Yeah, somehow actually you managed to all not stab each other.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
So, this gets very close, I will say. Like, if you kind of imagine this as being like, instead of like turns, like one continuous thing, right? This force field starts closing in quick. You're told to like basically quit. You guys don't. You start slashing. Crits is terribly burned. You're all fighting your way backwards, right? Hacking at this until you're like shoulder to shoulder, barely at arm's reach away, trying to like hit orbs through this force field as you're all like pouring sweat, as you're managing to slash at these orbs with these new, way overly powerful swords that I gave you, which seems to be a hallmark of my GMing style. And you manage to cut your way free of this. Eventually the orbs all falling dim and falling to the ground. Clunk, 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 one after the other. As soon as all the orbs fall and go dead, all around you, the room immediately starts to change. The lights go out. That natural sunlight that you felt like you saw, gone. And in the gloom that surrounds you, you can still kind of see those statues that were there, these beautiful golden statues of like way overly realistic aliens all in these rows. Lights go out. Those statues almost seem like they're melting. The vision of them changing as they become cruel, twisted, like overly polygonal, like almost like PlayStation 1 graphics of like rough and interpretations of these aliens in like contorted, painful states. Like imagine if you saw a video game depiction of every alien you've ever seen in excruciating pain. That's what's on display here. Rendered in bad, low poly, just like tarnished iron all along in rows.
This is a panic check.
And in now the gloom darkness. And actually, you know what, Zach? I wasn't gonna have him do a panic check, but now I'm gonna have you guys do a panic check.
I know I wanted to. Like I'm like, if I so like, how are we not freaking out? I succeeded.
Success.
All right, y'all are feeling fine. You know, it's a little weird. It's a little weird to have this happen to you, but you know, you're all right.
I think we need to run, but I feel like there's something that I need to tell you, Saurian, Ratman, Clan. There's something important I need to tell you before we go. Those swords are property of the Human Inquisition, and we do expect them back after we get out of here.
I knew you were going to say something.
I was about to say, Zach, you better not have a character arc.
Oh, no. I wanted it to feel like he was going to be kind of decent and then just an asshole.
I go over and whisper to him like, you guys can keep those.
I see him doing that. I'm just like looking at you, shaking my head.
No, like as he's telling us that, like you're looking us in the eyes behind his back, being like,
Good, there's like...
You see me with like powering up my pulse rifle, do you notice like kind of like like looking at both of you, see, like you guys can keep it.
Let's get out of here.
Carl, you sent a question about wounds. There's different types of wound that you can get, like different categories. So what were the broad categories that it gave you?
oh, I took care of it. I'm good.
Oh, you figured it out? Okay, cool. What wound did you get?
I typed it in the chat.
Body on fire? So wait, are you on fire right now?
I suppose I am, but I think after we've gotten free of the space, I would want to like roll on the ground so that I can like not be on fire.
Stop, drop, and roll, man.
Yeah, I'll say that you managed to roll on the ground.
It is bananas to me, the difference in wounds. Like my wound was from like a gunshot, and I got grazed, knocked prone. Carl got on fire. 3d10 damage per round.
I mean, thematically it makes sense. Like I'm a rat, so I have fur, and if it's getting singed, it's possible that it can catch on fire.
Yeah, that's true. And I will say the number of rounds that I rolled before you would have had to make a death saving throw, you went less than that rounds. But did you take the 3d10 damage per round?
I only had like the one slash round after that.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Anyways, okay, so all of you are in this, you know, now kind of grim, what's the style of architecture? Don't remember the style of architecture. I'll think of it in like 5 minutes and hate myself for it. What's everybody doing? What you guys looking around for? Half your party is left.
Where are like our escape options? Because obviously there's the way we came, which is not an option.
The way forward, which the 3 little orbs went with the rest of our crew.
The 3 little orbs did take off in a direction, and then there's just more of this chamber to explore and see if you can find any other options of getting out of here.
Did the 3 orbs go between, like, so it's 2 rows on either side, or a row on either side, right?
Yes.
It's like a hallway.
Yeah.
Can we go the opposite way the orbs went, or is that the way we came?
That's the way we came.
Well, so kind of. So if you imagine this is like pretty large, and if the orbs went north, they went northwest, you could go north or northeast, presumably, and see if there's something else in those directions. They went northwest.
Let's go north. I don't want to follow the orbs, because the orbs are not going to lead us to something good.
Okay. Yep. All of you... Oh yeah, just make me a sneak roll here.
Time to fail that roll.
Success.
I got a
6.
success.
What am I doing?
Stealth, with speed. So just a flat speed roll.
Failure. Barely.
Okay, cool. So you all start, like, creeping your way down, right? And as you do, you can see from, like, behind statues, out of the ceiling, all over the place, these little orbs start popping off the wall. Tons of them, right? Popping up and scanning around. You can see, like, a faint, you can't see, like, a laser eye where they're looking, but you can see, like, this rainbow hue that kind of, like, sweeps around them like trailing tendrils almost, sweeping around, right? And so all of you are kind of having to, like, duck and weave around these things, and then you turn around and see one of them just brush, like, Gunther's cheek, and it immediately turns this bright, flaming orange, and you see it, like, faint tendrils of that bright orange zooming out to, like, all the different ones around you, and then they all start rushing towards you.
Run.
Alright. So you guys all start taking off running. Make me some speed checks. Yes, this you can definitely argue for athletics.
My advantage is definitely worn out by now, right?
Yep.
11 minutes? Yeah.
Yep.
I fail.
I failed.
Fail.
Oh no! Oh gosh. You guys all failed?
Except for me, I succeeded.
The person who got us into this is the one who didn't fail.
He's like, bye guys!
You take off running, and have you guys ever seen, like, Resident Evil 1?
Oh, where you can't run it because you keep bumping into everything, you, like, stumble back. You bump into it and then you stumble back.
He's talking about the movie, not the game.
Oh.
No. So in the movie Resident Evil 1, there's a part where they're stuck in a hallway, and, like, laser lines start sweeping back and forth and cutting their party in half, you know? So anyways, Gunther, you take off, and you look back, and you see that the floor starts having these, like, rippling red laser lines sweeping across it rapidly, right? And all of your friends are trying to, like, jump over them and hop over them. You're gone. You're, like, way ahead of this, but meanwhile, all of your friends are, like, almost getting their ankles cut off by this same, like, burning red light that are all these orbs sweeping back and forth, and the 3 of you each take 18 damage.
Oh.
I'm dead.
I'm dead.
Oh.
Now, I think what you're actually doing is making death saves, right?
Would you consider that a fire/explosive? I can do blunt force, bleeding, gunshot, fire and explosive, gore and massive.
Fire.
So I guess how do I mark this? My health is 0.
Well, I need to figure out how death works exactly.
My wounds are 2.
I got skin grafts required, minus 2d10 on body saves.
Yeah, you're basically, like, your feet are burnt up like little crisps, and you're practically having to crawl. What does that say? Oh, you're just absolutely dead?
You're not supposed to share it with us, but I'm gonna be honest, Absalom would not double check to see if you have a pulse.
Oh, no, it's worse than that. So
I do a death save, right? I just hit the death save button?
yeah, do a death save, and then send it over to me.
Okay.
I'm a little jealous that Carl beat me to dying.
Honestly, I'm surprised I'm still alive.
Look, we knew Carl was going to be killed first by Cody.
I always loved you.
Okay, so, Gunther, you turn around, you see Kritz get straight up cut in half. He's short, and gets straight up, like, and then it's, like, cauterized, and there's just 2 halves of Kritz laying there, and you're like, what's another dead Xenos? Who cares? And then
That's Absalom, not me. I kind of like the kid.
And then you see Sisk is running, and you just see, like, a bright flash, and then she falls behind a statue. You see nothing else. And then you very clearly see that Absalom's, both his feet get, like, burnt to potato chips, and he just goes down screaming. Right? Just like, ah! As he's, like, laying on the ground screaming, like, he needs immediate medical attention. His feet are both basically useless at this point. He's extremely hurt. What do you do?
I cry.
As they say, that's a free action.
And I go back for him.
Okay, you need to make me a speed check to dodge lasers.
It does make me sad that the rest of us succeeded our stealth checks to end up here.
I'm so sorry.
Do you want to check on... Who do you want to check on, by the way? So you saw Sisk just, like, go down, but you didn't see her get cut in half.
So are these lasers, like, still, like, wearing, like, can...
Basically, yeah. Like, there are still actively lasers zooming around trying to cut people in half.
Is Absalom still able to move?
Absalom can crawl at the moment until someone does something about his, like, burnt-off feet. You'd have to drag him back.
How high are these things? Like, you said, like, they're hitting ankles, but they're also high enough to, like, cut Sisk in half. Like, how high are they? Are they, like, going over Absalom's head?
Some of them are. Some of them definitely might just hit him again. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, like, one row of them going back and forth. They're all different directions, just trying to cut as much of the air as possible in this area where you failed that stealth check.
Absolutely.
And you think that as you did this, as you're like, I touched one of those orbs, this is all my fault.
I mean, it touched me, first off. Absalom, can you make it?
What?
I heard nothing.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
The chance of victory is so slim. Oh, I'm about to die, aren't I? Alright. I'm going.
Never tell him the odds.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, you're going for it? Alright, roll me that save. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna level with you. This is really stupid. Oh no! Oh man, this is rough. Okay, hang on. Let's see how much damage you got. So you're running over to Absalom, and then you have a moment where you're like, "Shoot, there's one coming right at my face. There's no way I could dodge it. It's impossible." And then at the last moment, you're like, "I could just step to the side." You step to the side, and it like just like burns your skin a little bit, and you're like, "Ow!" And you take 2 damage. Like, ow.
He got 2. We got 18.
Owies.
We got 18.
Owies. And then you go over and you see Absalom there, and you're able to like, okay, so you go over, you see Absalom, you like grab him, you're starting to drag him back, he's screaming, he's injured, and you look over and you see Sisk just like laying there, like blood pouring out of her face, but you also see blood still pouring, implying a heart maybe still beating.
Are the lasers actively, like, over there, too? Or is she just kind of like...
Oh, yeah, they're all over the place. She's just getting lucky right now. If you leave her there, she's definitely going to get cut in half.
She's not one of us. I have to leave.
I think the best decision I made was Cody's like, we can partner up, and Devonte's like, want to be my best friend, Zach? And I'm like, hell yeah, I do.
Boo!
Alright, cool. So you grab him and start dragging him back. Make me another speed check to see if you actually do this.
I need to do another one?
Yeah, you just got to him, yeah. This is a really bad idea.
I succeed!
Alright.
Sure, you succeed on that part.
You grab him, and you have to, like, throw him bodily over lasers, like, Absalom's getting chucked around. You're, like, feeling them, like, cut through your clothes. By the time you get back, it's like, did you see, like, Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes, I did.
At the end, where Logan's clothes are just all gone, that's what Gunther looks like. All of his clothes have been burnt off, you know? It's just now just jacked upper body from him dodging through every laser and getting every clothing burnt off. Meanwhile, Absalom, you still just have, like, crisped feet and are screaming and need skin grafts. Like, at the point of needing skin grafts, right? That's, like, really grievously injured, right? That's horrifying.
It's like large third-degree burns, yeah.
Yeah, that's your feet, are large third-degree burns.
Okay, like, I don't mind. I do have a question.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to continue playing as Absalom in any capacity?
Can make some crutches, try to make a wheelchair, or be carried.
Okay.
I just assumed we were going to have a nice touching moment before you died off silently. And then I continued on.
No, he's not dying. Kind of horrifyingly, he's fully alive.
We all wish he was dying.
I can end this right now.
Grim.
You did say there could be player-to-player deaths.
It'll be a mercy, honestly. For everyone.
Yeah, honestly, wait, is that the shot? Is Gunther gonna in character, is Gunther gonna kill Absalom? Because if that's what's happening, you guys gotta roleplay that out.
Are you still screaming?
I think I'm better now.
Are we in a place of peace? Like, are we in a safe, at least in a safe spot right now?
Yeah, you're in a safe spot now, yeah.
Gunther, you came back for me. I knew you'd never leave me behind.
Yeah, but I don't know how much further we can go like this as I examine his wounds. Examine the wound in my chest from
His potato chips.
We can do this together. Our bond as partners will see us through.
How will our bonds help us now?
You came back and dodged basically every laser.
God only knows how I did that.
I wish you would have done it on the first check, if we're being completely honest.
It's only me and you now. What are we gonna do?
I'm assuming the other ones are turned into a meat sludge, if we're being completely honest. We can make it out of here, buddy.
Sis and Chris, you at least call them by their names now.
Oh no, they're completely dead. I meant Pete and Amaranth and the dwarf lady.
Oh yeah, Pete's still here. Bastard, he left us.
He is. I think Amaranth is just misguided. I don't hold it against her. We know all the Blessed Sisters have issues. They got rid of us. So, I don't hold it against them.
I don't even know how we can get out of here.
Carry me, and I'll shoot the guns from your back. Like we did in training. I'll eagle it. Double guns, shooting anything that comes near while you just run through. We can do this, brother. Partner.
Honestly, I don't see how we get out of this one alive, man.
You just have to believe. Alright, I'm just gonna lay here for a second, close my eyes, and then we can get moving.
How's the pain?
Terrible. But knowing you're here makes it a little bit more bearable.
I take out the vibe check. And I know what I have to do.
Gunther, is there something? Do you hear something? Is there an enemy coming? I'm ready. I get my pulse. I'm with you, partner.
Tears flow down my face. And I go, and I end him.
No, you don't. Make a panic check, first of all.
My hands are shaking right now. I could hopefully miss.
Yeah, you really might miss.
I'm crying.
I don't miss.
No!
Okay, success. Okay, so roll your attack.
I think you should get advantage because I cannot move.
But disadvantage because you're such close friends.
It's just gonna be a flat roll.
This, honestly, the lowest damage I've rolled in the last 2 sessions.
No, not damage.
Oh.
Not damage. Do you even hit him?
Okay, now I have to do the attack. Okay, 1 second. Oh no, I miss.
I want just to be extremely clear. What happens there is, Absalom, you absolutely know Gunther just tried to kill you. Like 110%. Immediately you're like, oh my gosh, he just tried to murder me. Ah!
Can I shoot him back?
Yeah, you definitely can. How much health does Gunther have left?
The ultimate
I missed too. Did you guys both miss? you got, so Gunther, you have this really nice moment. You try to stab. You miss.
There was a Xeno next to you. I'm just trying to hit it.
Then Absalom fires his gun. Then all of the orbs, all the orbs refocus on the gunshot and start flying towards all of you.
I just sit down next to him and I accept death with my brother.
I hold his hand.
I hold his back.
Even though we tried to kill each other there. I love you, Gunther.
I hate your guts, but at least you're here with me.
Now kiss.
Oh my gosh.
What a good horror game.
Oh my gosh. So are you doing literally nothing to try to stop this from happening?
No, I'm good. It's kind of like the Naruto Sasuke thing where they both like have their arms like blown off and they're like just laying down, but instead of our arm blown off, we're holding.
So while you're like laying down and you're like, it's the end, I'm like just spacing out. Like from the northeast tunnel side, you hear a voice that sounds like kind of like Sisk. It's like, anybody here? Where'd you all go?
Are you not dead? Did you get back up?
I'm allowing this to happen. Gunther, do you do anything as you hear a voice calling you to the northeast?
I look and I'm just like, Sisk, live.
As he says that, I go, who's Sisk?
You say, who's Sisk? And your bodies are cut in half.
Oh my god.
In the dumbest encounter that's ever been recorded in podcast history. How did Gunther dodge through a death trap 3 times?
Oh, wait, I dodged?
No, in the main net thing.
Oh, yeah.
You escaped death on 3 occasions to fail at killing your friend who failed to kill you, and then you both just came up. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
I couldn't run away, man.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
You cut off my feet, and you're like, well, why did you give up? Why you couldn't run away? And I'm like, Cody, literally.
No, you were always dead. Gunther, though, what a hero. Oh my gosh. Whew. Alright, I'm doing okay. Meanwhile, at the rest of our living party...
Oh, wait. I do have a quick question, though. How far away is Sisk? Like, is she, like, close, like, far?
Sisk's actually dead body is behind a statue, not to the northeast. It was a different voice.
So we now have 4 players dead.
Damn, that sucks.
In one scene, 4 people die.
Yes.
That happened fast.
More fuel for the Colossus.
Yeah, you guys, just see, like, those little, like, orbs, like, you know, like, as we pan back from that, you see the little orbs, like, wrapping you in these nets and dragging you off to, like, grinding machinery, one body at a time.
I ain't dead yet.
Meanwhile, back in the gem of the Colossus, all of you walk into this beautiful clockwork, and again, you feel those orbs speak to you. The challenge is simple. Navigate the clockwork. The better you do, the better position you receive. Nothing could be simpler, and nothing could be a better test.
Is the gem, where's the gem in relationship to all this?
It's at the heart of, like, a bunch of churning metal gears and, like, pouring metal. It's all this same beautiful gold that is this, like, mass of churning gears all around it, you know.
Okay. Bruala, when she saw that gem, her eyes got real wide. And she takes her crowbar in one hand and her axe in the other and goes, let's get this party started.
Cool. Make me a speed check.
Yep. I'm getting that gem. Success.
Okay, cool. So you, like, hop onto a gear and it starts lifting you up and you start, like, bouncing your way from, like, gear to gear to gear as you're trying to, like, dig deeper towards the heart of this Colossus.
I'm going for that gem.
Yep. Meanwhile, Amaranth and Pete are 2 survivors. You see Bruala start hop, skip, and jumping her way through all of this. What do you do?
Amaranth's gonna start making her way through, not like trying to get through it per the instructions, not going for the gem, like Bruala.
She's a rule follower.
Not just going to steal something immediately.
Right, I am a rule follower through and through. I am following my instructions, trying to make it through.
All right, what about you, Pete?
I think Pete will do kind of the same, but he's like fascinated by this clockwork mechanism, and so he's going to like kind of be examining it as he goes through.
Cool. Oh, and also all of you make a panic check as you look at looking at this is nauseating and confusing.
Success.
Failure. All nearby crew members gain 2 stress. And it's part of can't remember what it's from. I think it's from being a scientist. Pete failed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all of you gain 2 stress.
Okay.
It says jumpy. I'm not sure what that means. Did I like crit fail or something?
It's a trait that you probably could have taken. If that's what it says to do, let's just do it and we can,
Am I doing a speed check for my navigating the clockwork?
Yep.
Can I argue industrial equipment?
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Critical success!
Woo!
Dang.
Success.
All right. So, Amaranth, you start making your way, through this maze of stuff. And as you, start making your way through, you can start to, kind of piece together, a rationale for, getting higher and getting further across the room. Yes, there is a, gem in the center of this that's surrounded by all this beautiful machinery, but you're but I can keep getting to higher and higher levels, and, the jumps and the leaps that I have to make keep getting a little bit more challenging, a little bit harder to get to each, successive handhold until finally you get to the absolute top, right? And you're there is nowhere else to go. I have become the greatest person ever. And you turn around and see a robot standing there. And, Carl no longer crits. Introduce your second character.
So my second character is a robot named Co-D. Spelled C-O-D-E. Here's a picture. But instead of a gun, imagine blades. But I also do have a gun, apparently. Actually, when I rolled it, apparently I had a gun. I thought I envisioned this with blades, but whatever.
Carl, I have a guy looking like that right here in front of me.
Hell yeah.
Not that exact one, but pretty close.
Shout out to One Page Rules.
Right. Zach, you already 3D printed Cody? I mean, Cody.
Bit of a loner, hates elves, so hope nobody rolled an elf, and is weary around quote-unquote flesh bags.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, Cody has, and I'm gonna do it with a different emphasis, so that way you can distinguish. This is definitely not me.
Cody. No, I'm gonna break it up like that.
So, Cody has been on the same journey that you have, just a few days ahead of you, and, has succeeded in this challenge already, and was just waiting up here for the next person to succeed. Amaranth, as you get to this, the top of this thing, one of those orbs floats down in front of you. It's now like this beautiful butterflied out rainbow, and you just hear it say, "You have proven your physical ability, your intellect, your creativity, your ability to abandon those who weaken you. We find all of these traits admirable. Your ability to seamlessly, without remorse, allow those who would weaken you to die painfully. Truly, this is something to be celebrated, and their corpses will be the first trophy in hopefully a long career working for us, creating many more trophies to add to our beautiful engine. Now your task is simple. Shepherd more into the fire." Hang on, but what is your friend doing? Meanwhile, Bruala, you are standing in front of this gem in this beautiful clockwork with a pickaxe. It seems like everything around this is... Sorry, with a crowbar.
Crowbar, it's axe, not pickaxe.
Oh, with a crowbar and an axe. And it's like everything about this is this is the do not touch sign. You're not meant to mess with this. None of this is supposed to be what you're doing.
That would be helpful if I could read.
But you know a few things. One, this thing is big. It's shiny. You know, in your imagination, it probably has superpowers. So what do?
I want to grab it.
Are you going to just, like, hold on to it, or are you going to try to, like, chip it out? Because it's, like, faceted in, you know?
Oh, if it's faceted in, yeah, she's taking, like, crowbar on the top, axe on the bottom, and is trying to, like...
Perfect. Roll me some kind of, like, either attack or, like, a strength roll on this.
Probably strength.
Yeah, let's do just a strength roll, and if you're successful, then we'll go with that.
I do have athletics.
I'll take athletics. Or, like, mining, honestly, or, like, stuff like that.
Okay, I have military training.
No.
I don't think you're going to give me...
Well, I don't know. People with military training in this chat, have you ever been trained on how to steal giant magic gems from clocks?
From clocks? No.
I appreciate the distinction.
Devonte, you're muted.
Would I argue the fact that through training and experience would know the ways to steal something? Yes.
Okay, I guess you can use military training.
I mean, it's the same as athletics, so...
Why are we having this argument?
I don't know! Ooh, nope, that's a fail.
That's a failure?
That's a fail.
Cool, so what happens here is, like, you're like, pink! And you, miss a little bit.
It's too big. I'm a little person.
The crowbar goes into the gem, and as soon as it pierces it, you are, like, blasted with blood, right? Like, preposterous amount of blood. Way too much blood, right? As you are rocketed off of this platform and down into the darkness, you feel a thump, and you wake up staring into the face of Devonte's new character. Devonte, intro your new character.
Oh, hello. I am Nolan. What brings you to my home?
For the record, Nolan, you were on a similar journey to them. You failed this check a long time ago and fell into the darkness. And you've been sitting down here alone ever since, your mind slowly scrambling.
Yeah, it's his home now.
Well, as you can see, I am here. Are you okay?
Well, son of a bitch! I wanted that gem!
Quite the potty mouth we have here.
Anyway, we can get back up to the top?
Well, why would you ever want to leave? It's dangerous out there.
Well, maybe, but there's a gem that I really want.
Well, you could always climb or jump. Can you not jump up there?
Is there something that she potentially could climb?
Given the way Devonte decided to play this, there's a ladder.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna start climbing up the ladder.
Nolan fell and was like, you know what? It's safe in the dark. I like it down here. Nothing is trying to kill me. Meanwhile, Pete, you kind of get, like, lost in the weeds of this, right? Like, as you start walking through this clockwork, you keep finding, like, new and interesting things. You're not, like, getting anywhere. You're just kind of meandering through all these interesting twists and turns, finding out just how brilliant whatever made this thing must be. Like, every minor movement in this thing is perfectly balanced. Nothing ever slips. Nothing ever misses. There's seemingly no wear, but also no lubrication on any of the parts. There's no, like, grinding dust made. Like, you'd expect, like, if this thing ran for 100 hours, there would be particulate left behind. Things would get dirty. Things would eventually wear down. But no. Every piece so perfectly moves together that you just, at some point, find yourself standing just looking on, amazed at this. And as you look over, you see Zach's new character, who is...
I am playing Rivet. So they have a lot of cybernetic wares in them. They have a red cloak. They're hunched over. They have, like, a claw for one of their arms, like a mechanical claw. Did Pete fail this, or did he succeed?
He succeeded.
My brother! You join me in finding the wonders of this place. We can find so much here and ascend to the machine singularity as brothers and kin. on our great quest.
I mean, that was a pretty grandiose way of putting it, don't you know? But sure, it sounds like a fun time.
It's what we all believe in as part of the machine cult. You have that air about you. We will ascend and be part of the machine god. Long may its oil drip and its code process.
I did not like that. Did not like the oil drip. Okay. No.
I did, and that's where we're ending the episode.
Hey Wonders, and thanks for listening to Mothership, the Colossus. We'll be posting these Halloween episodes along with our usual campaign episodes. As always, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and if you like what you hear, leave us a review on your podcast app of choice and tell a friend about the show. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoy our spooky adventures.